Hello loyal subjects, how you doing? Sorry about the really plain background, I'm kind of in someone else's room at the moment, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. So today I'm going to be discussing something that is a little different. Now, we all have these crazy stories about how we wound up at a 7-Eleven at 4 in the morning with nothing but some rubber gloves and a can of aerosol. Or how we got spectacularly lost in a city we've never been to before. I have one such story, except this one has to do with a book. Long ago, in the distant year of March 2013, Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare came out. This was a highly anticipated read for a lot of people, but for me especially, because the thing was, I had never pre-ordered a book before. I had never gotten into a series that hadn't yet been complete. So when this book was set to come out, I ordered it. And the thing was, since this was my first time pre-ordering a novel, I didn't realize that they all came out on the same date internationally. I thought, since Cassandra Clare is an American author, that the Americans were going to get it first, and then, like, everybody else in the world would have to wait a week or something. March 21st rolls around. I'm in the middle of a study session in class when my phone goes off. I answer it. It was a chilled class, people laughed, and I get the call from the bookstore saying, "Oh hey, just letting you know, Clockwork Princess has come into stock." What? What? Now? What the fuck? So I was obviously very excited, and I had to get it. I had to get it as soon as I possibly could, because I needed to know what happened. I had been just itching for this book ever since I'd finished reading Prince. So school ends and I go home and I'm like, right, I need to get to the shopping centre. And I don't know why I had decided to order the book from a shopping centre that was, like, pretty far from my house. But here's where the problem was. Around Christmas time last year, my mum had booked flights for our whole family to go on a family holiday in Hobart. But the thing is, she didn't book the flights to be in the actual holiday period, otherwise they would have been like quadruple the price. So instead, she booked the holiday to be in the last week of school in term 1. I was in year 12 at the time, my final year of school, and that week was my exam week. So we talked to my teachers and I couldn't go. So my whole family, except me and my older brother, left. So it was just the two of us here. When I got home, he wasn't around, so I couldn't ask for help from him. And at this time, I didn't have a car. I don't think I even had my Ps at the time. So I had to take some buses. Getting there was easy. I got there in like half an hour and I ran to the bookstore, got my book, and then went straight back to the bus stop where I started reading. And it was dark by then, so it was hard to read and I was kind of tired. Then I get to the station where I'm supposed to take the next bus. So I go over to the schedule and I look, and the next bus isn't for like an hour or something like that. So I'm like, okay, I'll go inside the shops, I'll get something to eat, and I'll read more of the book. So I did that. I sat down and I had a sub, and then like 10 minutes before the bus was supposed to come, I walked back to the stop and I waited. And usually buses aren't like on the dot there. So I'm waiting, it's like 5 minutes late, waiting, 15 minutes late, still waiting. Gets to like 20 minutes late, I'm still waiting. It's dark by now. It's like 7:30 at night, something like that. So it's not like peak hour or something. And then, so I'm like, where the hell is this bus? So I go back to the schedule and I look, and I see that I was looking at the Sunday schedule, not the weekday schedule. So I look at the weekday schedule and there are no more buses going to my neighborhood. So I'm stranded at the bus station with my book. It's dark and it's starting to sprinkle with rain. My parents aren't here. I call my brother, he's not picking up. So what do? I decide I have to walk home. Now this is not some great trek that would be a marathon distance or something. It's not that far a walk, but it's not a very short one either. So I start walking home and I get a call from my mum because she sees that she's got a missed call from me, and I explain the situation to her and she just says, "Oh, that's great, some nice nighttime walking. It's good to see you getting a bit of exercise." So anyway, I'm walking. It starts to rain a little bit. I have got the book in my backpack, just praying that it doesn't get wet. My clothes were pretty thin. I was wearing shorts and like a t-shirt, so I was getting kind of cold. One creepy guy in a car pulled over and asked if I needed a ride. No thanks, creepy dude, I don't need a ride. Anyway, I finally make it back home and my brother's like, "Oh, look at you puffing and panting. It was not that bad a walk." And I guess it wasn't, but my feet hurt, okay? And I just wanted to read my novel. Anyway, I started reading again, and then, since it was exam week, I had an exam first thing tomorrow morning, so I had to stop reading. It was so hard to put that book down, and I had to go to school the next day and do my exam. Now, the thing was, since I hadn't thought the book was going to be released yet, I had made plans with my friends to do things after our exam. So we all get out of our exam and then we decide we want to go to Rabina, we want to go to the shopping centre. So we all change clothes and we go to the bus station, and then we go to the train station, and then we're taking this train down to the shops. And the whole time on the train, I'm just reading my book until one of my friends, taps me on the knee and it's like, "Liz, it's impolite to read while you're in the company of your friends." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." I put the book away again, and then I'm at the shops for a few hours, and then finally I get home and I just read. And then I had to fall asleep again because it was such a long, tiring day. And I was about halfway through the book by the time that was happening. And then the next day I just continued to read and I finished the book. Oh, my mum called me when I was like 6 pages or something from the end. And I'm just like, "Mum, I can't talk right now. I'm in the middle of something." And she knew what was going on because I told her what had happened, and she just found the whole thing so funny. And I've told this story to a few people now, and it's probably not as interesting as I think it is, but I love that story because it's like the lengths I went to, the distances I travelled, the trials and tribulations that I overcame to get this novel will always stay with me. And let me just say, it was worth it. I loved this book. That is a whole nother story. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you have any book-related odysseys that you want to share, please do. I would love to hear about them. That is all. I will see you next time. Bye.